In this tutorial, you will learn how to operate Schlumberger's i-handbook software. At the end, you should be able to use this software to quickly calculate wellbore volumes without the error associated with hand calculations. The i-handbook software package can be downloaded from Schlumberger's website. A Google search of the term i-handbook will quickly yield the link to execute this download. Once you have downloaded the i-handbook, this home screen should immediately appear. To begin constructing your wellbore, click on the Wellbore button here. This window is the blank slate upon which you can design your well. The first step is to set the well's dimensions. To that end, click here. The Wellbore hardware window should appear. This window provides us with the tools to design different wellbore features. For the purposes of this video, only the open hole icon will be used. Click on this icon without releasing. Drag over to the wellbore diagram and you will see this red box. Drag the mouse over this box and it should turn green. When it does, release the mouse and the first wellbore section will appear. Now that you have created the wellbore section, you must set its dimensions. For this example, leave the diameter at 26 inches, but change the depth to bottom to 500 feet. These dimensions are typical of the surface section of many wells. This section will be used to secure the wellhead at the surface and protect regional water sources throughout the well's life. Click OK. Now that the first wellbore section has been created, you can create a second. As for the first section, click the open hole icon and drag over to the red box on the wellbore diagram. Release when it turns green. Now you can set the dimensions of the second section. For this example, set the diameter at 18 inches and the depth to bottom at 5,000 feet. Make sure that the depth to top shows the same value as the depth to bottom of the above section, 500 feet in this case. Click OK. The wellbore has now been completed. Casing must now be run to stabilize the wellbore. To select casing, click on the pipe icon on the wellbore diagram window. This Select a Tubular window should pop up. Surface casing must be set first. This casing must be small enough to fit within the first wellbore section and yet large enough to contain a drill bit of the diameter of the lower section. In our case, its outer diameter must be less than 26 inches, while its inner diameter must be greater than 18 inches. Weight and grade can be disregarded for the purposes of this tutorial. The 20-inch option at the bottom fits this description. With the casing selected, click and drag over to the wellbore diagram. The familiar red box should appear. Drag over to it and release when it turns green. Type the depth to bottom here in this window. This depth should be just above the section depth to allow cement to be pumped down the casing and into the annulus. 490 feet is a good number. Click OK. With the surface casing set, the production casing must be run next. This casing section must fit within the 18-inch lower wellbore section. A 16-inch casing will work. Click and drag over to the wellbore diagram. You will now notice that there are two red boxes instead of one. These represent the two different depths from which we can set our casing. Since the 20-inch casing is protecting the surface formations, the production casing should be run from the top. Release the mouse over the box at the top of the well. Set the depth to bottom at just above the total depth so that cement can be pumped into this annulus. 4,990 feet will do. Click OK. The well has now been designed and you are ready to calculate annular volumes. To do this, click the Start Volume icon. Click the wellbore section for which you would like to know the volume. Once this section is selected, click End Volume. This box should appear on the right side of the window, displaying the wellbore volume in barrels. Repeat for any other section for which you would like a wellbore volume measurement. Congratulations! You should now be able to design wellbores and calculate sectional volumes in the i-handbook.